By the time Martha and I realised that the goblins were gone, we had already ran much further and longer than planned. We both collapsed, exhausted and sleep-deprived, as we watched the sun begin to rise, finally putting an end to our taxing night. At first we remained vigilant. The goblins could show up at any moment. After all, we didn't want to let our guards down too soon. But as the sun continued to rise, and the goblins' advantage, their excellent night vision vanished. We at least allowed ourselves time to relax. Whew, much better. Nothing like a bath after working up a sweat. Yes, you might be right. I'd rather have a proper night of rest myself. We can rest when we reach Libertad. As long as we're in this forest, a good night's sleep is a luxury we cannot afford. Yes, I suppose so. I sighed in resignation as I discarded the idea of a proper rest. Having been on the run since the moment I decided to escape my captors, I was more exhausted than I let on. Killing a man, being pursued by slavers, chased by goblins, denied rest. This day was a hard day for me, and a bath wouldn't help me in the slightest. Oh, cheer up. What kind of woman doesn't enjoy a nice long bath? Even if it's just a dip in the spring, there are many who are denied even that pleasure. Enjoy yourself, Ada. Understood. I continued to wash away the filth from my body as Martha spoke. While Martha had immersed her body in the water without hesitation, I cleaned myself off carefully, one limb at a time, trying my best to remain dressed. As a result, I took much longer to complete my bath than Martha, though judging by the look on her face, my time was not wasted. Whoa, you clean up surprisingly well, Ada. You're actually quite the beauty. You should have no trouble landing a man when we reach Libertad. No, that is not my intention. Right now, finding a husband is the last thing on my mind. Oh, you're more ambitious than that, are you? Good for you. Well, I won't condemn a happily married housewife. I know better than anyone how joyous it is to be free. I shook my head at Martha's assumption. That's not it either. Then what? You aren't interested in men? Martha's words drifted off as she saw the contorted expression on my face. Oh, God, please don't hate me. From the way her eyes and mouth opened wide, I knew that she had already figured out the in her line of thought. Nonetheless, I felt compelled to share with her the truth. And I was a free woman. I was just as interested in men as any other woman of age. Furthermore, because of my pleasing appearance, I was fancied by many men. Gift were a girl splendor, and even if I didn't return their affection, praise was abundant. But when I was taken captive, my appearance became nothing but a curse. I held my torso in my arms, and I shivered as I thought back to my time in captivity. There's nothing desirable about being an attractive slave. Not a damned thing. And those men, the things they would do to the captive women, especially those they found attractive, I don't think I can ever go back to thinking positively ever again. I can't even speak because I'm so sad. Martha looked at me with an expression of both sorrow and remorse. What started off as a compliment ended with the invoking of memories best forgotten. Even if she didn't know what the life as a female slave was like, Martha felt obviously guilt from her careless words. I apologize, Ada. I did not mean to bring up such unpleasant memories. No, it's fine. I know you meant well. I forced a smile onto my face as I tried to think of another topic. Thankfully, with Martha now clean and still dripping wet from her bath, my recourse was obvious. You know, Martha, you have quite a pleasing face yourself. Pardon? Your face, and your body too, for that matter. Quite a beautiful woman, Martha. Ha! Surely you just jest. I understand your desire to return a compliment, but I am under no illusion when it comes to my own appearance. I'm a muscular beast of a woman, and I'm completely fine with that. A beast? You say. I smiled wearily as Martha's unexpected body issues came to light. Anyway, enough jabber. You ought to be heading off. Do you feel rested? Are you prepared to leave? Oh, yes. I'm ready whenever you are. I mean, What is it? It's gone. What is? My coin purse. I must have dropped it when we were being chased by those goblins. I cannot say I am surprised. That chase was indeed intense. Still, a coin purse is a small price to pay for our lives. Seemingly unaware of how much money was lost, or what my loss meant, Martha laughed as she puffed out her chest. Yes, but Martha, don't you realize what this means? Those coins were all I had. Without them, I have nothing else with which to pay you. Oh, that's what you're worried about? Bah, forget the pocket change. I'm getting us to Libertad with or without your coin. I stared at Martha in amazement. She can casually brush off lost payment. Contrary to the impression she gave off during our first meeting, Martha was surprisingly kind. And she seemed to be less intense in material possession than I would have thought. As far as saviors were concerned, I couldn't have been more fortunate. You know, Martha, you really are a good person. More compliments. If I have no interest in your coin, what makes you think I desire your words of praise? Oh, come on. Just accept my thanks already. What is it this time? The coin purse. You don't suppose those goblins stopped chasing us because they found it, do you? Martha raised one eyebrow, stared at me in confusion. That many goblins after losing so many of their comrades? Coming to a halt because of a single coin purse? I think not. Stupid though they may be, goblins still value a hot meal of flesh and bones or a shiny piece of metal. Although... As she finished speaking, Martha began to trail off. She placed her hand below her chin and tilted her head, immersing herself in thought. Strange. If not for your coin purse, then why did the goblins halt their advance? Maybe they realized that they were no match for you. Or they might have decided to feast on their comrades instead of us. Ha! Cannibalistic goblins, you say? I wouldn't be surprised. I certainly did kill enough of them for a feast. Well, no matter. We escaped, and that's all that... Ah! I'm not the scariest war ever. Martha? Seeing Martha's petrified face, I turned to face the ferocious sound originating from behind me. Sounding at almost 3 times Martha's height was an ogre. The disgusting creature was covered in muscle from head to toe, and in one hand it held the mangled corpse of a hobgoblin. Its terrifying roar and assertion of its dominion froze Martha in place as she gazed at its horrible visage. Martha had not expected to see an ogre here. She was confident that we would encounter only a few goblins, not an army of goblins, and certainly not an ogre. Ada! Run away! Martha finally came to her sense, but by the time she screamed my name, it was too late. Gazing upon the figure which frightened even Martha, I was frozen, and my mind slowed to a halt and I couldn't move a muscle. Every fibre of my being was telling me to run away. The few neurons still firing in my brain all commanded me to escape. I couldn't do it. My mind had shut down, and my body threatened to collapse. In the face of such tremendous strength, I could do nothing but give hope. I had finally met my end. Damn it, Ada! Snap out of it! I told you I'd get you to Libertad, didn't I? Martha screamed as she ran over to my side. The ogre which had been seizing me up moved at the same time, pushing aside its deceased prey and settling on yours truly. They both encroached upon me at the same time, engaging in a race with nothing but my life on the line. And the one to finish first was Martha. Damn it! Ada! Live! A split second before the ogre could take hold of me, Martha rammed into me with all her might. The ogre narrowly missed the two of us, and the shock from the sudden impact finally brought me back to reality. I jumped straight to my feet and ran as quickly as I could, not even taking the time to thank Martha or scream her name. Heh, it's just you and me now. Ugly freak. Let's do this! Without giving Martha time to think, the ogre made the first move. It swung its massive arm from the side, swiping at its prey with great strength. Martha raised her shield to defend against the slow but powerful strike. She took the blow head on, and immediately regretted doing so. Martha's shield was obliterated in a single strike, and Martha herself was launched back several meters. Though she landed on her feet, Martha was afforded no time to collect her thoughts. The ogre came charging, seizing upon its rattled prey. God damn it! How am I supposed to fight something like this? Is escape my only option? Briefly, the thought of withdrawing flashed through Martha's mind. This was clearly not an opponent she could take down alone, and even if she did, doing so would accomplish nothing. The moment she thought about doing so, however, a sharp pain flared up in her chest. No, I can't run away now. If I do, this ogre will continue to kill innocent passersby until the end of its days. I must slay it now. Even if I stand no chance, I will fight to the death with honor. The ogre balled up both of its fists and swung from overhead. Martha quickly avoided the sluggish flash attack and ran around the ogre, making her way to its rear. She slashed at the ogre's leg, frantically landing as many hits as she could before the ogre turned around to swat her away. Bastard! The ogre chuckled in response to Martha's assault. Her sword bounced off its tough armor like skin every time she attacked. Not a single cut remained, no matter how many times she slashed. This isn't good. My attacks aren't having any effect at all. If I'm going to damage this thing, my only shot is a powerful stab piercing one of its weak points. But on a beast like this, where could I even? While nimbly dodging another overhead strike, Martha realized what she needed to do. She jumped onto one of the ogre's massive arms and began to run up its body. Once she neared its shoulder, Martha leaped towards the ogre's head, aiming the tip of her blade for its eyeball. Here! Run! These noises! At the last second, the ogre moves its head to the side, causing the blade to narrowly avoid its eyes and instead skim across its cheek. The attack managed to draw a few drops of pus-like blood from the ogre's face, and the skin was shallow, but no real harm was done. In a matter of minutes, its face wound would heal, and Martha would be right back to where she started. Damn it! The ogre can move its head around too quickly. I need to hold its movement before I can get a clean shot. Martha glanced over the ogre once more, looking for another point of weakness. After quickly analysing the possible areas of attack, Martha soon settled on a particular limb which the ogre couldn't move quickly without itself off balance. If I can pierce the back of its knee, I should be able to deal some lasting damage and stop it from moving so much. This won't be easy, but right now it's my only shot. Martha charged forward in the arc, trying to run around the side of the ogre. Amused, the ogre paid her little concern. It watched her run by, turning its head, not even going to the trouble of moving the rest of its body. Martha thanked her fortunate for the ogre's conceit and placed herself in position. She held her blade perpendicular to her body and lunged forward, throwing all of her weight and strength into her thrust. The sword moved swiftly, piercing the air effortlessly as the ogre fleshly thigh inched closer. Martha's blade was moving faster than she thought possible, encroaching upon her target with inhuman speed she never thought herself capable of reaching. And by the time she figured out why, it was already far too late. The ogre swung its leg backwards, swatting away Martha's sword and sending the swordsman... being a bit sexist, the swordswoman herself flying. Soon halted, Martha's body slammed against a giant rock. All of the air in her lung escaped at once, and her eyes shot wide open. Martha desperately tried to move, but her body had already suffered enough. She was in shock, and her limbs would no longer respond to her commands. And of course, the ogre did not fail to take notice of this. Panic set in as the ogre turned around and looked Martha dead in the eye. Bereft of her sword and shield, unable to dodge, Martha couldn't afford to take another hit, especially not from an opponent many times her size. But this fact only made the ogre all the more bloodthirsty. The ogre lined up his fists, preparing to finish with Martha once and for all. So it was impossible for me after all. I should have known. I couldn't do this alone. Not after what happened last time. My friends and I could not prevail when we fought together. What made me think I would even stand a chance by myself now? Thinking about it logically, there's no other way this could have ended. Martha closed her eyes. She accepted her fate, and no longer possessed the will to defy it. She would die at the hands of an ogre, just like the companions she left behind. What does 50 sounds? Even with her eyes closed, Martha flinched and instinctively turned away as the ogre let out an aggravated groan. The time of her death was nigh, and all she could do was brace herself for the immense impact. Run! Huh? Martha slowly opened her eyes as a confused groan leaked out of the ogre's mouth. She followed the ogre's gaze and looked down towards its feet, where she saw a sight that defied all expectation. Martha! Aza? Martha doubted her eyes as she set her sights on yours truly. I stood at the ogre's feet, wielding the knight's blade which Martha gave to me. Get away from Martha, you disgusting beast! With great difficulty I held the blade over my head and swung it down the ogre's foot. The blade swung with far less might than Martha, bounced off the ogre's thick hide without leaving so much as a scratch. Again I swung my weapon, this time from the side. Unfortunately, the result was no different. The blade was repelled, as though the ogre's skin was made of rubber. My strength was not enough to even tickle the beast, let alone slay it. Amused by my pathetic attempt, the ogre turned to face me head-on. I quickly ran away, dragging my knight's blade along the ground beside me for the first few meters before casting it aside. The ogre stopped in its tracks. It seemed perplexed by my decision to cast aside my weapon, and momently halted its advance. Martha, on the other hand, understood my intention perfectly. You foundling idiot! The ogre raised its arm up high, intent on slamming both of its clenched boulder-like fists into the ground and smushing me into place. Yet, in the face of this clear danger, I could do nothing but smile. Here! While I distracted the ogre, Martha picked up her blade and sprinted full speed into the back of the ogre's right knee. She pierced the shallow flesh and cut into the ogre's muscle, bone slicing apart every vein and ligament she could find. The ogre roared in pain, yet angry manner. It fell onto its hand and knees, at which point it turned its ugly head towards Martha, just in time to watch her gorge out its eyeball. Die! Die, you monster! For every human life you have taken, endure 1,000 years of hellfire! Before the ogre could lift an arm in self-defense, Martha repeatedly stabbed the inside of the ogre's empty eye socket. She worked herself into a frenzy as she hacked away at the inside of its skull, carving out chunks of the ogre's brain. The ogre's attempt to swat Martha away, but in doing so it lost balance and fell to the ground, giving Martha time to cut the beast one last time. Martha served one of the tendons in the ogre's neck by cutting downwards, though in its head, and at last she leaped from the mighty creature's corpse. Take that, you son of a...